everyone. This is Volume 2 of Evoked Thoughts. It'll be Episode 1. We got a special guest on today.
I feel famous.
He is famous. He's going on tour.
It's a college tour, bro.
It's a tour. It's a tour. How many states in the tour?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
I still haven't gotten a date yet. I don't know yet.
Look, it's a tour. There are people who are expecting you to come to a place more than once in different areas. That's
it's
some cool
open
shit.
mic. Just come out and do your poetry. If you sing, you rap, you dance, whatever.
That's awesome.
I'll be there DJing.
It's some cool shit.
Stop,
like you ain't got to be that humble. It is some. Cool
I'm a
shit.
humble, bro. You gotta understand,
I get that you are humble. I'm just saying, if you talk to most of the DJs around, they're not going on tour. That's all I'm saying.
I don't like being cocky.
I don't like being cocky. We'll get to that later, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to that later.
I can be cocky, but
humility's great, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to know where you're at.
Right.
But we're here with DJ Shaheed Ali.
Shaheed Ali.
Shaheed.
It's all together.
All right, Shaheed Ali. There we go.
Dude, but I love the name.
Thank you.
But then I found out, that's your actual
That's my
name.
actual, it's Shaheed Ali Rahim.
Yeah, but dude, that just rolls off the tongue
Right.
so well.
Is that, man, you want to know something funny?
You were just blessed, man.
You want to know something funny?
Yes.
My name was really going to be DJ Sunshine. You want to know why?
Okay, I do.
Because back in high school, right? In gym class, nobody knew how to say my name. So
Okay.
we're going to call you Sunshine. Because that's really going to be my original name.
Really?
That's a fucked up
That
shit.
was right.
But why Sunshine?
I don't know. It was the only thing I could think of at the time when I was started DJing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm just putting my first name in.
No, but why did they call you Sunshine?
I don't know.
That's what I was...
Apparently, I'm the shit to them. So I'm like, okay, that works, I guess. I don't know.
Like that. I bring the shine. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm that guy. There I go being cocky again. But anyways.
Nah, you good. But we got Shaheed here, and then we got Emily and Rios are both here as well. Y'all want to say hi?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm just talking. Yeah.
All right. So like I said, we've been talking for a little bit. We'll get some of that in there. But right now, we're going to go ahead and open this episode up properly, the way that we do here at Evoked Thoughts with the question.
Uh-oh.
All right. So this one I stole from Jalen's list.
Because she lost hers.
Because I lost mine. But I think it's good, and I think it kind of relates to all of us. And the question is, how do you measure success?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Evoking some thoughts.
I don't know how to
Oh,
answer
actually, that's
All
one
right.
that I was actually talking about a while back, actually, with my girlfriend. Yeah. And another close friend. We were actually talking about something like that before.
What
How
did you
do
guys
you-
conclude?
Well, I know my opinion was I'm not gonna share their opinion just because I don't ever remember exactly word for word people say, and I never want to say, oh well, he said that,
Right.
So I'll just say what I thought. If you guys want to think a little bit more, I think for me, success isn't necessarily about money or anything like that. But I feel like a lot of people would say that. But legitimately, I think it gets defined person by person depending on what you do. Because somebody who's I have a friend, who's kind of a family friend of my girlfriend's. And all he wants out of his life is to just have he lives in LA, he's moving to Oklahoma, and all he wants is to just have that standard house and a place for his kids to come to, and then that's it.
That's it. There's nothing wrong with that.
But there's nothing
That's
wrong
what I
with
want
that.
too.
Yeah, that's a completely normal thing. And even my dad, my dad's an immigrant from Peru and everything. He came here, he worked his jobs and everything, and he has a house with his kids, and all he wants is a bigger house for his kids.
Right.
That's it. And I think that's success for that. Now, in terms of success for people trying to do what we're trying to do and stuff, I still don't necessarily think it's all about numbers and money.
Yeah.
I mean, the only numbers I think it is about, it comes down to two things. Whatever you make and how many people see that.
Yeah.
And also how many people appreciate and like that.
What's art worth if no one's looking at
Exactly.
it, man?
Word.
Or talking about it.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I think that success for us really just comes from who's watching.
Mhm.
You know, oh man, how
Yeah.
many people are viewing this? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Or and then you even look at like Charles Bukowski, right? You know, whenever he was a poet and everything, he like didn't get famous till he was like old. You know, and then even after he died, I think he even freaking made a statement about it. He's like, after I die, I'm gonna get really popular. And then I think, and I could be completely quoting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And as soon as he like died, that man's like popularity skyrocketed. There's like whole YouTube people like quoting him like he's freaking, like, you know,
People talk about him like they
Yeah.
knew him.
yeah.
They're like, and Charlie was over here saying, you're like,
or even
Charlie.
you know they put him on a pedestal. Like and
First
it's
name
kind of the
basis,
same
right.
stuff like with some of the rappers that are out there too. Like as soon as they die, they're like, whoop,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
And so I
for
think
sure.
that could also be a metric of success.
And it doesn't
where-
mean that they were bad either.
No,
It's just
no.
a matter of like, it's this thing
well, it's
about
something that legacy has
they're
to
gone now, and so this is it. This is the whole thing we're gonna get from them, and now we have to decide what we think
You
of
know,
that whole life. You know,
what,
it's crazy.
It's kind of the same thing. I guess it's because I think people do it maybe because it's like, and this is a whole new conversation, but
Yeah.
I think that people do it because like their legacy. There's no longer a way for them to keep their legacy going. There's no building on that. So
Yeah.
now that they're dead, legacy's done.
Yeah.
So everything they've made now is under the spotlight,
Right.
and then their legacy is now cemented because people's legacy. It's like what they're known for, right? And that usually people start looking at that once you're dead
Yeah.
or once you retire.
This is it.
So,
It's time to judge.
Like,
Right.
look at like
Mhm.
you know even Tupac and Biggie. It's like when they died. I mean, look at their fucking legacy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
all that shit that they left behind,
hmm
and then like everybody's talking about it even today.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I think even with MMA fighters, it's like as soon as they retire, it's like, what was the legacy? Oh fuck! And then you know they're kind of like doubting them in the moment. They're like, oh, he's not even that good. But as soon as you know they retire, it's like, look what he fucking did.
Well, it's all
these
sports,
things.
right? It's
But,
all
you
sports.
know, and then even like I think writers and directors, I don't know too many off the top of my head that I could say like this happened to, but like I mean, you know damn sure like when Tarantino retires, you know people criticize some of his stuff now, especially as they move.
Tarantino ain't ever gonna retire.
But-
Chill on
no,
that
no,
shit.
no. Oh no, he will. No. He actually has stated before that, you know, no. He
The
thinks that
seventh movie was
directors-
gonna be his last. The 8th movie was gonna be his
No,
last. Come on.
because he specifically says it gets to the point where you stop, you lose it, right? That's what his opinion is. So I think he might. I don't know.
That's fair. I think he's still gonna produce.
But all I know is
He makes some fire movies though.
he
Oh, yeah.
does.
Oh yeah.
And you know, a lot of people want to critique some of them though. Oh, it's too violent, or oh, it's this, or oh, that wasn't.
What you
that good.
expect in a movie?
It's
Yeah.
a fucking movie, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But the thing is, as soon as he's done, oh, everybody's gonna be talking about him. As soon as he dies, that was one of the greatest directors ever.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
just kind of how it happens.
Might as well
so,
love them while they're here.
Yeah.
I guess to loop
Exactly.
it back around though for me, so that I can pass it on. I think that success really is just determined on. There's no defined metric for it. I think that it really depends on what your goals are and what you strive for,
Right.
and what it will look like in the end. You know, and I think it also really depends on people who create. You know, what their legacy is going to look like, and I think that goes actually for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's all about, I think, legacy, what you leave behind, and
Word.
how many people actually look at that and like that. So that's what I think success is about.
I just want to keep it simple.
All right. Hop on it then. What
I
is
just
it?
I just want to
Oh,
keep
yeah,
it
go
simple. Like I just want to own a couple houses and a couple businesses and just live my life.
Yeah.
Like that's success to me.
That's
Like it's just
awesome.
simple, no stress, no nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kids are in college or whatever.
Yeah.
If I do have kids.
Right.
But yeah, that's really it for me. So
That's
You know, and
fascinating.
I guess, yeah, you know what, now that I think about it too, part of me also, I'm thinking, you know, I'm forgetting, there's also success in, like, relationships.
Yeah, just
Oh,
in
Stuff
life.
like that. Like, it's also, there's not just, I guess, man, even, I'm even a victim of this.
Yeah.
It's the crime of, like, and maybe it's society that we live in, but it's like, I'm so focused on, like, this is my job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this
right.
is my career. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. What's
Yeah.
that always going to look like? That's
Yeah.
the only thing I'm thinking about in life.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, I guess that's where a lot of people fall through.
Well, and
Um,
see, this is what's amazing about the question, I think, because one of the things I tried to do when I created this idea was I don't want the question to be specific.
Mhm.
We ask the question in such a way that it's not in life, in business, in relationships. How do you measure success in whatever? No, you're supposed to fill in the blank. So you went to work, right?
I know.
And so in theory, right, we could probably assume that means that's what matters to you. That legacy, like that's what's on your mind, that's what's present to you right now. And maybe that's just where we're at in life right now, you know.
Yeah.
But then with Shaheed, he went to life and like the simple, the finer, the you know what I mean, like the finer sort of life that you could sort of end up with, where everything is just solid, you're secure, you're happy, that kind of stuff, the prosperity, you know.
Yeah.
And so I love that idea that the question doesn't answer itself. I think a lot of questions in the world answer themselves if you really think about them. And these are really meant to, you know, evoke some thoughts, bring you outside of what you're expected to be thinking about, and more just kind of see what you are thinking about. So I think that's awesome.
I think he made me think about it too. No, I definitely think, you know, as I get going, because you see a lot of people, like, as soon as, if they get famous or when they do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like, if they've ever like had a relationship or anything, it just falls through.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a statistical thing or what, but like, I would hate for that to happen to me.
Well,
because like, I love my girl right now.
You gotta think
But,
about
like-
what it takes, though,
But
man.
like, even Logic, dude. Remember how he had like his
He was
girl?
married.
Yeah, he was married, but like, he was with her before he was famous.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
it fell apart, but like,
Bro,
it's so
but you
weird,
gotta
like,
think
why?
about what it
You know?
takes, right? What does it take just to do what we're doing,
Mhm.
right? I already know that part of the reason that I ended up really trying to talk to Em about becoming a part of this company was because I knew, especially at this stage of my life and what we're trying to do right now, it was going to be so much of my life.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to have to ostracize her and make it feel like there wasn't any time for us. And so the fact that we were able to, and it just so happened and worked out very well, where she also wanted to have a part in this and had a personal passion in it too. So it didn't feel like I was, because what I would have hated is also just feeling like I'm dragging her with me.
Yeah.
So like finding that sort of perfect balance of passion and necessity, because none of us want to do the work in regards to like all the crazy late nights up editing or all the crazy shit we've had to do. Just like I said, this week I've literally just been spending it all just researching
I love that
brand
stuff,
deals and marketing and
Is
shit.
that kind of messed
And
up?
no.
I love that.
No,
like,
it's just
being up
like-
super late.
But if
I
you
don't
could
know.
do it where you don't also have to go to your day job. That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh,
like
no,
if you
yeah.
could
Oh,
just
yeah.
do your
Yeah,
passion,
yeah,
love
yeah.
what you're doing, be in it. You know, everyone says, "Oh, you don't work a day in your life if you love what you do." I'm like, "Well, I promise you, I'm gonna be working a lot of days of my life to get to the point that I love what I do."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's like it's fucking hard to be a creator. And so I knew what I was willing to sacrifice from the beginning, from the very fucking beginning, man. I started this shit in middle school in my mind, and I was talking to kids and trying to get them on board and stuff. And most of that shit fell through. Rios is the only one still here from that gang.
Hey,
Lost
I
a
did
lot of
not-
people along the way because
I
I
did
pushed them
not.
out, man. It wasn't,
Well-
let's go hang out and watch movies. It was like, hey, let's watch movies and take notes and shit.
I
like,
never actually.
this
did
really
that stuff
mattered
with
to
you
me
in
from the
middle
beginning.
school, if you remember.
Yeah.
I actually.
You're just one of the few people I met back
Oh,
then
yeah,
who
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
You thankfully weren't a part of that shit because if you were, you probably wouldn't want anything to do with me because I was
off
neurotic
doing
and
my own
crazy.
thing, finding myself.
Yeah.
Doing some weird things.
So,
What you doing?
Late
Taking
night
shrooms or
drives.
something?
Huh?
What you taking acid?
No, actually, the funny thing is, a lot of people would assume I was not
He
on
should have.
drugs.
He should have been. That would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense. This is some weird shit, man.
Easier to explain.
so Jay,
Yes.
how do you measure success?
Man, I think the one word that comes to mind when you ask me that question is impact, right? I measure success by my impact. Because here's the thing. When a meteor hits the Earth, most of the time, it's going to dissolve
Destroy all
into
life.
at the very least.
Facts.
No, I'm talking not like a big meteor. I'm just talking like a meteor.
Small.
If it hits the
Like a
Earth,
little small one.
well, just think in general, right? If a meteor hits the Earth and it's large, it's gonna destroy all life, right?
Right.
Highest possible caliber. Lowest possible caliber, we're not gonna fucking feel it here in Oklahoma if it hits in
Like a
Russia.
little
It's gonna leave a
tiny
big
If it-
ass hole somewhere.
If it fucking, yeah, maybe. But it also might not be. If it's small enough, it might burn up in the fucking atmosphere and you'll never know it existed.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the thing. But even if a meteor hits the Earth and it's big enough for us to hear it here, but not to fucking kill everyone, you still are going to go to that impact site and that meteor isn't going to be there.
Right.
It'll have still burnt up and been there. So you'll have this huge fucking crater and at the very least you'll have this tiny ass little rock there that's left of everything that came through. Right? But the fucking impact, man. You walk in there and you see something like the fucking craters on the moon and know that rocks hit that shit and made those craters. It doesn't fucking matter if you can find the meteor because that shit's there.
Yeah.
That happened and that will always be there. Those craters are never going to get washed away. You're always going to know what happened and why it happened. And so, I mean, that's what it is to me, man. Success is, I'm going to put myself through fucking hell to do what I want to do. I'm going to make sure that I create the path, if it doesn't already exist, to get to the place that I want to be at the end. I'm going to live the life I want to live and be happy during it as
Live your
often as
best
I
life.
possibly fucking can, man. And it's
Living
hard.
your best
It's hard to get out of bed some days, but it's like, I'm going to fucking find what makes me happy. I'm going to fucking make jokes at work so that I can keep fucking working without thinking about the fact that I'm really not wanting to be here for 8 hours when I could be at home writing or working out or some shit, right? But I'm going to make it work. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I'm going to get to this point where what I've done is significant enough that people will always remember the crater, will always see what was left, man. And hopefully at the end, the metaphor breaks down here, but hopefully at the end, it's also something I can pass on. I think legacy is also an important part of it, and I do want to get to a point where this company, this logo that Emily painted on this table that we got from this guy, you know, through the circumstances, all
I
this
will
crazy
say, we're
shit.
gonna get a new logo.
No. I'm just saying, all this
I'm
crazy
just
shit over the course of the year and a half or so we've really all been on this journey happened, and we got to this place that we're at now. And I want to get to the point that this thing is something much bigger. We're not just working out of a small, less than 600 cubic foot fucking apartment. We've got the whole goddamn building, you
It's
know, that we got
actually
people
500
working
something.
for us and shit.
It's
And hopefully,
squared, not cubed.
okay, whatever.
It's 500 something.
Hope
square.
I'm bad at math, y'all.
Oh, I'm bad at math too. I just looked at the little thing downstairs.
But
so
hopefully
that's the only reason.
it gets to a point where I can walk out of the building and know that there's all these people back here just as passionate, who care just as much, who are making their own dreams come true in this building that I made, and I don't have to be here for that to happen. I don't have to be here to direct a show. I don't have to be here to tell someone, hey, this is when this thing is due. Because other people and their passions are getting done and are being made here in this place that I built. I want it to be a monument to people's ability to make their fucking dreams come true, man. So that's what success
You know what,
is to me.
too? And I think, because I kind of gave my, idea of what success was, but I never gave my personal one. I think, for me, it's definitely similar, I guess. But then also, I think that it's all about, doing the things that you love, like you said, while holding it all together.
Yeah.
Like, balancing the shit out. Because
Yeah.
you know what? I just thought about it. Dude, I have a girlfriend. She doesn't necessarily like that I'm gone for, 9 hours on our day off.
Yeah.
You know? Because, that's a disservice to her, you know? Because it's
Yeah.
we're in a relationship. We finally have a day off. We're going to spend time together. And I'm,
Yeah.
doing 9 hours. And, I found a compromise where I'm like, you know what? We're going to have date nights when I'm done. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how. If we need to get a lot of shit done, we'll just start early.
Yeah.
For me and my guys, right? And by the end of the night, even if I'm tired, I'm going to take you on that date. So I think that, for me, it's definitely leaving the impact, all of that, but it's also, balancing what you need to do to be happy
Yeah.
and taking those sacrifices because you know it's worth it. So, my love life, my work life, all of that, and then my, career, my passion life, all of that, balancing that together and still making it work, being the guy with the plan, making
Yeah.
it happen, executing.
Well-
I think that, to me, if you can do all that, you're a successful person, man, because you're fucking pushing through adversity and shit like that, and you're really making shit happen. So I think...
That's the thing about it, though, right?
And then leaving that impact in the end, and then setting that example so then other people that, might one day work for us and everything look at that and be like, holy fuck, how did he do that? It is possible. Being that example, they're like, that's possible, I can do that too. He somehow fucking figured it out,
Right.
And I'm
Right.
not even 100% figuring it out now. I'm just barely, I'm taking it day by day.
Well, but that's half of what it is, too, though, right? Because here at Evo,
Yeah.
we're starting small, really fucking small.
And
And
then we're a team of 3
we
people.
are, right, yeah. And we're trying to just start with a studio. We just want to be able to produce our own stuff.
Yeah.
But ideally, we get to that point where we're a production company and we can look at these people who want to do big, who want to make things happen, who have these dreams and this passion but don't know where to put it or how to use it, and be able to help those people get up to that same place. And so it's definitely one of those things. But then I'm also thinking about, you're talking about, it being your day off and shit. It sure as hell is my day off, and I'm fucking here doing
Well, also
this all
it's kind
day.
of
But I
yeah.
planned that.
Yeah.
I planned that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I intended for that to be the case. I know Saturdays in advance that every Saturday, it's a day I take off specifically for Evo.
Exactly.
And after I'm getting home from work, my ass and Emily's ass, we're here fucking editing videos and shit. Or I'm
Yeah.
writing something for Gryffindale. It's an all-consuming thing, and maybe that's dangerous. Maybe that's something that, you know, we should be concerning ourselves with, but
you're a
it
lucky
matters.
man to be able to have your woman be on the same part as, you know, or being able to have your relationship, you know, also factor into the company stuff. I feel like it makes it I don't know.
I told you,
I
man.
don't know your perspective. It makes it a hell of a lot easier for me if I could just be like, come on, we're going to go shoot.
Well-
instead of, I don't want to do that.
Well, here's the thing, though,
Like, I
Rios,
don't wanna
right?
do that.
Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
Ever. Nothing will ever be perfect. Things can get really close, and things can be great. Things can be really good. But you got to realize that for us, we love this thing together. This is our equal passion, and I don't feel like I have to speak for that, you know? But at the same time, what I do know is that this thing doesn't get to be a thing we can separate ourselves from anymore.
Oh, yeah.
This is our living room. This is our entire. This is the majority of our house. Is this studio?
You should
We
see
have
that, yeah.
people in here all the time. You know what I mean? We cannot separate our life from this. Our kitchen is behind you.
Well, no, but you should see.
You know what
my
I
house
mean?
Whenever
So
I'm
it's-
setting something up
no,
for,
I-
like filming.
I hear you.
The whole house, it's like she hates it because
No,
she's like,
I hear you
"What
for
did
sure.
you do to the living room today?" And I'm like, "Dude, I have to shoot this thing." She's
No.
like, "Oh my gosh."
I hear you for sure.
Like,
I'm
but
just
then she
saying
did, you know,
that
but like I make her out to be like so terrible. No, like she's actually a lot more supportive than
she's
I'm,
great.
Ever.
Sophie's great.
Yeah,
We love her.
she's super great.
But I'm just saying that there's a balance to everything, and even the thing that seems really great, there can still be, you know, issues with it. We still have fights every once in a while. Have to figure out how we're gonna like balance the, hey, should we watch a movie together and hang out, or should we edit this thing? You know, it's an all-consuming thing. Because if that wasn't the case, she'd just be telling me, hey, you gotta stop doing that. We gotta spend some time together, and then I'd go do it. And maybe that'd be easier. Maybe the way you got it is easier in regards to keeping your relationship.
I don't have a
together.
girlfriend, so I can't relate.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to chime in. Like, what's he gonna say? Because you're over there, you're like,
I ain't got one. I can't relate.
All right, so back
It's
on
not that
topic.
great.
Oh, you.
I had a sticky situation, but
So you, Jay,
You know.
and Rios
Yeah.
believe that success should be measured in legacy, impact, and the balance you have in your life.
yes.
And you, Shaheed, believe that you would measure your success in what you have,
Yeah.
like towards the end, like what you ultimately accumulate.
right, because I want to pass it down.
Right, you want to pass it down.
Because I don't
feel
want to
that.
fuck around and die and not have.
And then not have anything to give
so
your
I want
kids,
something.
or-
Oh, okay. I have these little
Yeah.
Well,
assets here. Okay, I'm gonna give it to
I have a fucked up
y'all.
thing I want to say to that too, but I don't know.
Oh
No,
shit.
but that's an okay thing to do. But if I ever make it in life, I don't want to give my kids shit.
Okay, I think
personally,
I can see why you
I think
say
there's
that.
a good reason.
Yeah.
I really do. I think
I never want my kids to be entitled.
It's
man.
hard,
But, like,
man.
and that's not to say every kid is, because I think there are some. I mean, you're a humble dude,
Yeah.
so I feel like your kids are gonna naturally be like that.
yeah.
I don't know about me. I can be a little cocky. I'm just gonna admit it. I can sometimes have humility, but if my kids are anything like me, oh fuck, dude.
I mean, if your
They don't
kids are
need money in
if,
their
if your
life.
if your kids are anything like
Like,
any kids, you
yeah.
know, it's not even just you though. It's a matter of like
Also, I guess you can't really.
there's
yeah,
nothing
kids
you
are
can
gonna
do
be-
that's gonna ensure that a whole fucking person turns out the way you want them to be. You know, so I can feel that. I can see a reason
Yeah.
that you wouldn't give them things. I think I'd still try to give them something.
Well, obviously
I think I'd definitely look at it as like a late in life trust fund, like a 1821 kind of trust fund.
Yeah.
Like
I
at,
think for
at the
me-
point your life is really happening, you've already been raised, you haven't had money growing up like that. I want to make sure you're like, you and your moms are living in a nice house or something. Like, I don't want you to fucking be growing up poor if I could have stopped that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
No,
it's
I
not that
think for
kind
me
of tough
too.
love.
Yeah, like I'd obviously give them something, but I don't want them being like, you know, just these entitled rich kids that you see. Like they make shows about
Like
that,
the little
man.
trust fund babies.
Yeah,
No.
no.
But that's why I'm saying late term trust fund. Like, they're not getting any real money until
No.
much later when
And
they're
any
old
money that I
enough.
would give them is like, yo, I
Like
want you to
college and
come at me
stuff,
with like
yeah.
a college, a
Yeah,
business
for
plan,
sure.
anything.
Right.
For sure.
And I want to give you that money, and I want you to choose your path. You don't have to follow my path and be right or anything. You could be a fucking MMA fighter, honestly.
Yeah.
I love that. That'd be fucking dope. But like, you could do whatever you want, and I'm gonna give you something to support you because
Yeah.
if I had that, oh my god, I'd appreciate that shit so much. You know.
Right.
So like, I want to give you something to make your own wealth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Right.
really want to encourage that.
I think in that regard, I just want to make sure my kid doesn't feel like they have to do anything with their life. Like, I want them to do something with their life. I'm saying I don't want them to feel like they have to be a doctor or
No.
be a lawyer or like go to college. Like I want my kid to grow up, find a passion at some point, like middle school, high school, really fucking love that thing, develop that thing, and like by the time that college comes around, if they choose they want to go to college, I can pay for them to go to a college that will support that passion. Like I basically never want them to have to go through the shit I had to go through.
Yeah.
Where I said at the end of like all through middle school, I was pretty fucking good at school. Like I was bad at math, but other than that, my grades were pretty solid if I wanted them to be. The problem was I was a piece of shit. I was super depressed. I was fucking cutting myself, all that shit. So it was that thing where it's like I'm not
It just got graphic.
I'm not handling life well. I'm fucking fumbling all these opportunities and stuff. I was, but because like I'm doing all that shit, but then I'm also the fucking captain of the debate team and of the academic team, and I'm fucking in sports and I'm at the chess club, and so it's like I could have been that kid,
Right.
but I didn't have that life that would have let me be the kid who's got straight A's, who's feeling good about himself, who's doing stuff, right? So then fast forward to high school, and I really kind of just tried to make that happen for myself, but at that point, you're a fucking kid. You can't make prosperity happen as a child. Like you're fucking trying to, but again, I'm dealing with all the school stuff on top of all my personal passions I'm trying to make happen, and that ended up just kind of falling through too. And by the time I got to the end of high school, I wasn't even able to really justify going to college, but I ended up there for other circumstances, mostly because, my mom didn't want me in the house anymore. I wanted to kind of figure out my own life and be an adult.
Yeah.
And that puts you in that fucking situation where now you're like living on your own, but like with someone who you don't fucking know, who you just met, fucking dorm mates and shit. And you're trying to go to school and everyone's telling you you're an adult and you got shit figured out, but you fucking don't. Like, it's all this stuff that led to me dropping out of college and having, what's it been, 3 years now since we were in college, where I'm not in college, don't have a solution in that regard. I've had to fight and scrap and figure out what this looks like, lost a lot of jobs just due to like anxiety and depression and like not be, like one day just waking up and going, yeah, I'm not going into work today. Mm-hmm. Or yeah, I can't handle this boss telling me this shit, so I'm just gonna fucking scream at him or some shit. And like, if my kid could just not have to deal with that shit and just live this life where they can find that passion, love what they're doing, and then just have that totally supported for them, because also my family didn't want anything to do with what I was doing. Like, they didn't know what I was doing, they didn't understand it, or they didn't care, or they wanted to help but couldn't, or, I hadn't proven myself enough, all that kind of shit. Like, if they just didn't have to deal with that, that would be amazing. You know what I mean? That would be fucking amazing.
Quoting my dad, what you doing with your money? Where's the money? Every freaking
We
day.
love you, Roy. We love you.
I love my dad.
But you're right.
No, literally, he's always like,
You're right.
I try to.
You have all this money. Where's it going?
No, I know. He's like, what are you doing?
I feel like your pops is aggressive, yo.
Yeah.
He's great.
Your
He's
pops is
he's
scary.
a good man. He's just got a lot going on.
No, I know. And then he's always.
He
just
wants the
like,
best for his kids.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I respect that.
Yeah, he
It's the
does,
same
but
shit.
he's always like.
And he doesn't
Because
get
he
it.
doesn't understand
He
what
doesn't
he
get
is.
it. You can't
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
it.
How
My
old?
grandparents, I
How
can't
old are
explain
you?
it to them.
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
We're babies. Shaheed's over here. What are you, 26?
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, he's
26.
27 is you.
Not that much older.
No.
Yeah.
He's quote one of the girls at work, almost 30.
That ass.
Hey, that's rude as fuck,
That
though.
was rude.
She
No,
was
no,
like,
no,
you
that is
almost.
so-
She was like, how old are you? I was like 20. She was like, oh my god, you're almost 30. You're an old man.
And he's
I was
like, the
I'm
rest of the day, fucking anime mushroom closet, just walking around with his fucking eyes down.
pissed off,
Fucking
like
pissed off.
wanting to fight everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 30, goddammit.
You're like, oh no, I can't do that. I'm almost 30. I'm gonna break my back.
Right.
Like, dude,
Like, yeah, okay.
that's so terrible.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Man.
That's fucked up, man.
But hey, let's throw this question over to Emily, because I know she's been wanting to answer. So, Emily, how do you measure success?
Okay, so that's an interesting question. I mean, you wrote it. I just asked it to everyone, but
Thank you. I know I'm interesting.
it's interesting because when I was younger, I always measured success by how other people saw you and like what society standards were. Like I was absolutely the kid who followed all the rules, got straight A's. I was called a teacher's pet a lot. I wanted to go to college, wanted to get a scholarship. I got a scholarship. It's not all that's cracked up to be, just, for all of you out there, spoiler alert.
And that was the best scholarship you could have got, too.
That
Plus,
was
you got a second one through your job,
Was
right?
it an academic scholarship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were both academic scholarships, and they still didn't
Those are
pay for
brutal,
shit.
Damn.
But, anyway, not that, moving
Yeah.
on from that. I always measured success by external factors, by how everyone else viewed me, and it made me a very sad, depressed person, to the point that I figured I would never be good enough. And I mean, you guys heard in like a previous podcast, like I was to the point I was probably going to kill myself soon,
Sheesh.
And then I actually did die in like 2017. I actually did die, and my heart stopped. And from that day, I realized life is short. I don't actually know when I'm going to die. Like, no one can actually know when they're going to die. I could die from my heart today. Or I could be in a car accident today. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so I just decided to measure success by how I feel afterwards. Like, if I do something and I complete it and I look at it and I'm like, oh man, that's shit. Then, even though I completed it, most people would be like, oh, that's, you did it and you did all the requirements for it or whatever. And it's like, it's still, if I don't feel like it was good enough, then I don't count it as success.
Right.
But then there are things that I do, like dropping out of college. I consider that a win in my life because I know what would have happened if I had stayed.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably be, like, not here right now because, like, that's how completely toxic that environment was.
Oppressive.
Damn.
Like, to the point
Yeah.
that I was telling counselors what was going on, and they were genuinely concerned for my mental health and telling me, like, they believe I should drop out as well.
Yeah.
Like, because of
That's crazy.
how I
Yeah.
was treated, and even though I was reporting things, like, it wasn't... it's crazy. You never expect college to be that. But, like,
Right.
I consider leaving a success because to me, it's like, I finally took control of my life. I finally was like, no, fuck this. This is something I've wanted my entire life. It doesn't live up to my standards. I'm leaving. And I'm doing what I want to do. And I'm going to prove all of you wrong. And, like, here I fucking am. And I feel like we're doing really great. I've learned more being out of college than I learned in college.
Yeah.
Just through life experience. Like, I somehow landed a job in a law office, and I've learned a lot there. I want to learn a lot more, but even still, I've learned a lot of things that they don't teach you in college. Like, how to use a fucking fax machine.
Well,
they don't teach you that in college.
You know the other thing too. I think because I don't think all college necessarily is bad. I think like when you get into like universities and shit, it gets kind of toxic. Cause I think you had a lot of those like toxic ass, freaking preppy ass bitches that were like constantly giving you shit.
Yeah, but if you want to hear
I
our
couldn't-
thoughts
I-
on
no, no,
college,
no.
you can check out our episode
But-
7 of Evoked Thoughts, Volume
I
1.
couldn't have handled that shit either. I would have freaking just been like, dude, what the
crazy.
fuck are you like
Yeah.
looking at me like that for? What's your deal? Like, I don't know. That's just
But
me.
it's strange because most people, they think like, oh, you dropped out, like you're a failure. But to me, it's like at that moment, like that was a turning point in my life that I feel like I took control of what I truly wanted, and I decided on something, and I changed direction, and to me, that was a success. And like, I just try and like go day by day now. Like, I try not to think of like, I mean, I have long-term plans, of course, but I try not to like stress over them. Like, of course I want Evo to be like really big and like watched by hundreds of thousands of people, like Critical Role is,
God,
know?
it's going to be so many more than hundreds of thousands.
But,
if we
like,
get to where we're going.
I consider the 20 people that consistently watch us to
Learn
still be a
something from our guests
success.
and humble yourself. No, I'm just kidding. But I also feel like, because dude, universities do suck. I agree with you on that too. But I feel like community
That's
colleges.
why I haven't enrolled in college. I was skeptical of that shit.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
scary
it's a scam.
stuff.
No. But here's my thing. I feel like community college is a lot better of an option. It's a 2-year degree, and you can actually get some useful shit and actually get a fucking job. The same thing as trade school. The same thing. And I think those two things, because I went to community college for a little bit. I didn't get my degree just because you don't really need a degree in film. I'm sorry anyone out there. If you go in for a degree in film, it is really helpful. You can learn a lot of things. You don't necessarily need it. I could get the same thing done at a trade school, But like the main thing there is to network. I think that's a big thing with people who go into film school. It's definitely the network, which actually is a huge part of film, is your network. But I don't know. I think that community college is always a great option. I honestly would prefer that over like a university, unless the only reason I think you can justify going to university is if like very specific. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a doctor. Stuff like, or a lawyer, like shit like that. Like
Yeah, we're going to college.
you should probably go to college for that.
Yeah.
But if you're going in for like other shit, it's like even nursing nowadays. It's not even a good path to go down anymore because everyone was always like, go be a nurse, go be a nurse for like the last 10 years. People
They
have been saying that.
oversaturated the market.
Now it's
Right.
oversaturated, so it's like, yeah, don't go be a nurse now.
I mean,
But-
nurse, psychologist, veterinarian, all of that was just, people growing up going, oh, I want to be this will be great. And
I
then
know
they
another
did,
one.
and yeah, now there's not an option.
And that just
for
made me
people.
remember, there's also one oversaturated trade. Fucking massage therapy in Oklahoma. What is up with all these
Dude,
goddamn
for real,
massage therapists?
where
never
do they
noticed.
think they're
You
gonna
haven't
do
noticed?
it?
I never noticed.
Dude, there's a
Oh my
lot
God,
of people that are like,
so
I'm
many.
like, what you doing, bro? And he's like, oh man, I'm in massage therapy, like, and like, I just
That's
think it's
awkward.
this holistic. I think it's this like holistic thing, and I think
I'm
that
gonna open up
the-
all your
it's
chakras
like the
with my
equivalent
fingers,
of
bro.
chiropractic, which some people will argue me on saying that chiropractors are like a legitimate thing. I don't know, I don't care, but like people are like the power of massage. I really believe in this holistic thing. I'll open up your chakras.
But what the fuck?
No, for
Yeah.
real, dude.
Yeah.
People really believe massage therapy is a real it helps you. I think massage is nice. I think it could definitely help loosen up your
It's
back and
cool,
shit. But I don't think it's like this. I'm gonna cure your cancer by massage.
Yeah, it's not a
Like,
regimen. I'm gonna go like 5
Yeah.
times a week to get
Yeah.
my ankle.
But there's a lot of
and
people that
shit.
are into massage therapy now. I know like four people that off the top of my head that like are into massage therapy. But sorry to take it off track like that. I just.
No, you're fine.
No, you're
So we mentioned university and stuff, and kind of like where all of us came from and stuff. Like, how did you, Shaheed? How did you learn to DJ? Like, what got you into that?
Yeah.
Oh God, that's a good
Shaheed, the
question.
spotlight's on you, my
Oh
friend.
Lord. So, all right, we're gonna go there. So, I was 6 years old, and I remember this a lot. Like from 6, maybe to like 10 years old, I would always go in my mom's kitchen and pull out the pots and pans and pretend that I'm playing the drums. And I was really good at it.
Okay.
I was like hella good at it.
Okay.
And then like as time went on, I learned I taught myself how to dance, play the drums, and then maybe like in 8th grade to junior year in high school, I was in choir. So I've always been around music. Music has always been like my thing. Like I noticed that like if I'm listening to a song, I notice the smallest thing in a song, and they're like, "How the fuck did you hear that?" I was like, "Well, you don't listen to music like I do."
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. And then a friend of mine named DJ 888, he's been around forever. Like he's been to China and DJ. He's just been everywhere. And one day I was like, "Yo, you need to teach me how to DJ." He was like, "Okay, be here at 8 o'clock." I was like.
You got your Karate Kid
I was
shit
like,
going.
I was like, 8 o'clock. What do you mean? I was like, at night or in the morning? He's like, in the morning, man. I was like, okay, cool. So I go there, and I was just natural at it. And then 2018, I got put on my first show. Was it 2018?
Oh wow, so it's that recent. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was 2018. Was it 2018? It might have been 2018. Either late 2017 or 2018, I got on my first show and by my man's Joey Sativa. He had an album release party, and I didn't have a laptop. It was all AAA stuff, and he let me use his, and I killed it.
Yeah.
And then from then on, it's just been show after show, club after club, gig
Yeah.
after gig, and it's just like every time I'm booked, I get better at it, and that's how everything happened because I'm like a natural at it.
Yeah.
So it's been a crazy ride, and now I'm about to go on this tour, and I got booked at Fasters next month, and then I got open mic the 3rd of February. So if you guys want to come out, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. we
I want to
definitely
come out
gotta
and
get
read
out
poetry.
there.
I heard that you can do that and everything. I started
Yeah.
doing that recently,
Word.
so I'd love to do it.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
that, and then I've been on like at least over 10 shows. They're not like big shows, but they're like
Yeah.
local shows. And then like it's just been a crazy ride. I don't know how to explain everything. It's just been mind blowing at this point.
Yeah, man. When you first told me, I remember
And it's been 2
thinking,
years. It was 2 years as of October in 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember thinking like, okay, what does that mean? Like he's a DJ, so like is that just like he's mixing and mastering, you know, just like songs and then going up to parties and like playing it, or is it like this whole thing where he's like making his own music? And so I was just like, I was fascinated by the whole idea.
There's
from the
DJs that
beginning.
produce music.
Yeah.
Like-
Okay, but it's
like-
not the same thing. Like it's not a one and
No, there's DJs that mix and master,
Okay.
makes beats, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for you, are you like altering songs to make a match with each other? Or are you doing like remixes of stuff, or like what is it? What does
I
it
can
look
do
like?
I can do remixes, but I would have to learn to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like altering stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
just mixing in with like, I don't know. Say I'm gonna give like a really good example because I came up with this like a year ago. So y'all know Tiger, right?
Yeah.
You remember the Taste record?
Yeah. I just listened to it last night for the first time actually. 'Cause you
Fire,
told me to
ain't
check it out. It's
That was
pretty
my
fucking
favorite
good.
record. So
It's pretty good.
one night where was I at? I don't remember. No, I was at home.
Okay.
I was just messing around on my DJ equipment, and I was like, I'm gonna try this. I put on the Taste record, and y'all remember the Maria record by Santana?
Yes.
So those two songs are the same BPMs,
Oh, okay.
and I mixed them, and they were great.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so you
I
mix
have
them together.
the mix on my phone, I think.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you guys, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you can either say like, or you can do a 75 BPM, and then you can do a 150 because 75 plus 75 is 150. You can do it that way, or you can do it the same BPMs. It's just a lot that goes into DJing that I was not expecting.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you gotta learn about the BPMs. You gotta read the crowd, and you gotta know what the crowd
Yeah.
is, and it's just a lot. And then I remember there was one time at this place called the Other Room. I don't like the vibe. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Wait, what's it called again?
It's called the Other Room.
Where have I heard that name?
It's in the Paseo district.
Oh my gosh, I think when I was writing that book, I think I came across that in one of my searches.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Is that the bar?
It's a
that's
bar.
near Sliced? Or am I thinking of something else?
Talking about
You're talking about the plaza though.
No, I'm talking
Oh no,
about
slice.
He's
Sliced.
talking-
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
was
Yeah.
that? What are you talking about?
You know that bar that's like right next to Sliced? Like the pizza place?
Is that what it's called? Sliced?
I thought it's called Sliced. I know there's like two different pizza
There
places.
was Empire. and then
Sauce?
there's Sauce.
You're talking about
I always
sauce
think, yeah,
is
it's
what
sauce.
Slice, one singular slice is in the plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I worked in the
But
plaza.
sauce.
so I-
Well,
You know
yeah.
that bar right next to
Yeah.
Sauce? Yeah.
It's like it's in that area.
Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's in that area?
Yeah. It's, and
Okay.
that vibe was hard to catch for me, but I somehow.
What was weird about it?
It was the people.
People.
It was the people.
So is it like so?
All the people that
Like,
are
Were they
I
just
don't-
not
like, I'm
into
not
the
judgmental
music?
at all.
No. It's not.
No, but they
it
have-
doesn't have to be like that at all.
It was
This
like-
is purely
It was
academic.
just a bunch of like hipster kids.
Yes!
Okay.
Dude, yes.
And a bunch
okay.
of hipster kids and like, transvestites.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Yes.
it just you felt like you were playing the wrong kind of music. For
I
the
felt
crowd?
like I was. People wasn't really.
You're the
vibing
wrong
with
guy
it.
for this job.
Yeah, I was like.
No,
okay, I'm not
there
feeling
really
this.
is, especially in Passaic,
Okay.
because I remember going out there and, it was pretty cool, but, like, dude, definitely there's people with, like, different type of vibes.
Yeah, it's a
It's
weird
off
vibe
for
that
me
is so
too.
hard to
Yeah.
catch.
Huh.
And
And
I
then
thought,
by the end of the night, people was up with dancing. People I just.
So you felt like you figured it out by the end, though?
Yeah, a
but
little
it
bit.
was weird at first, huh?
It was weird.
Because that's always been my fear about reading poetry down there, because I don't know if it's, like,
Go to Hubley,
go to Hubley.
bro. Go to
Yeah.
Hubley.
I need to go to
Hubley is such a vibe, bro.
Well,
like
because,
people
like-
be like, "Oh, word, you're a poet. I'm a poet too. Let's be friends." It's like it's so simple. Like I'd admit.
Because I feel like if I went down to the Paseo, I'm going to say one thing and be like, oh my god, he was so offensive.
I
I'm
can't
telling
believe
you, bro.
he
There's a
said
bunch
that.
of
How
hipster
dare
kids
you.
out
And
there.
I'm like, I was just...
I don't know if their parents are like hella rich. I don't know what their problem is, but it's
Yeah.
such a weird vibe there.
Well, they
Yeah.
also give you these weird like,
Right. I'm like,
you
wanna
notice
fight
it too,
me?
right? Yeah, and I'm like...
Do
and
you want to
he's
fight me or
like-
do you want to fuck me? What's
Right.
happening?
Right.
And
Stop.
then he
Right.
walks up to me and he's like, I just want you to know, I did not like how you mixed that and you should have done it. And all of a sudden he knows your career and shit. He
Right.
like, knows what you're doing.
Right.
Like,
Thank you. I've had somebody
he's
come
like-
to me like that. I'm like, bro, do you know
Well-
I will punch you in the face right now.
well, she should have done it like this.
It's like, bro, this is
And,
the end of the set. This is the wrong time for you to come
Right.
at me with this
Yeah.
shit. I'm tired. I'm gonna go eat and go home.
That is why everywhere I go, shout out to my brother Arby Stud. That is why I go everywhere with him when I'm at a gig somewhere.
Oh, yeah?
'Cause he's like my bodyguard, basically.
Okay.
He's
fuck
like
yeah.
okay.
he's like this big. Well, he ain't buff, but he's like losing weight. He's like your size,
Okay.
and like he will literally stand by the DJ booth and just be like, "Hey, they want you to play this, yo. They want you to play this." I'd be like, I ain't got it. Oh, we ain't got it. Sorry. Hey, they want you to play. It's just crazy. Like everywhere I go with him, you would see a light skinned guy with glasses behind me walking everywhere.
That's fantastic.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's great that you got a family member to kind of like watch you back and support you.
He's not my brother, but he's like my. Okay, all right. Let me tell you.
Hey,
No, he's your
who you
brother.
choose,
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I got you.
His cousin is my best friend because I've known his cousin since 7th grade.
Yeah.
So them all are their cousins, and then I met him through Nick.
Yeah.
So we all became like this one big like.
Yeah.
Knock the mic off.
We're all about chosen family here at Evo.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
I was
Like
definitely-
Rios is
I
my
feel
brother.
that. Yeah.
Like,
I was just
Sure.
hanging out with them guys last night. While I was asleep, and they was playing Smash Brothers.
Right.
So I'm just hearing this,
Yup.
and I'm like, damn, y'all really could. And I'm like knocked out. And I'm
Yup.
like- we had just seen Bad Boys 3 last night.
Oh yeah.
It is great.
Is it really?
It is great. It is great.
Damn. All right. I might go see it.
No, we didn't.
I might go see it.
It is great.
I think for me, it's just, I fell off the train because it was so long ago, Bad Boys 2. And so I was just like, damn, it's been a minute. I don't know if I'm going to feel
It
it
was
still.
03.
Is Martin Lawrence still hold
Was
up,
it
though?
03?
He done gained weight, bro. He done gained some weight.
Yeah.
But yes, he was holding his
He's
head.
holding on.
It was a really good movie.
I might go see it then.
But yeah, everywhere that I go, you might see a light skinned guy with glasses. So beware for him if you ever try to try to fight me. He will be behind you like this,
Yeah,
like what's
yeah.
good, like what's popping me, like
no,
what's
all
really
of a sudden they
good.
approach you, he's just right behind them. What you doing?
Yeah, right. It's
Like,
it's
well,
crazy.
we know him. We know him. Anywhere else, he's a normal dude. I don't know what's happening here.
Right.
Why is he so
It's
famous?
like protective mode, you know.
Seriously,
But you know what? That's when you know, like, that's really someone that's like your brother.
Right.
You know, because when they start getting protective, like,
Yeah.
dude, if anyone
I
touches
be
this
having to tell him, I be like, yo, chill, bro. Like, he'd be like, nah, bro, he disrespected you, son.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Like, he just said he didn't like the music. It's
Right.
okay. I don't really like this one either.
Well, you know what? Maybe.
Right.
I should just take him out back real quick and then maybe start liking
I'd be like, bro, you need to chill out. No, he pissed me off, son. Like I remember one night we was in Shawnee, and this lady had came up to him and she was wanting to play. It was Summer Walker. I can't remember what song, and she kept punching him in the chest. She was like, "You don't have this song. You don't have this song." And he came up. He was like, "Bro, I'm so pissed off right now." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "He's punching me in the chest, son." Mind you, okay, this is me over exaggerating because
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this fun. This is really not him. He's like me. He's humble.
Yeah.
But if you like press
If
his
you
button,
press-
Anyone
he'd
can
be
get
like,
there,
"Yo,
man.
like,
You
all
can
right."
get him there.
But I'm really over exaggerating this, by the way. But he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, no, she punched me in the chest, bro." I was like, "Okay, like, what you gonna do? You just tell her I don't have the song, all right?" And everything was fine. And then by the end of the night, she kept like, she did get it. And I was like, "Bro, just let the lady, let her be. She's drunk. Everybody here is drunk tonight." So there's been some crazy stories. I've been flashed once.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I've been flashed once.
By a lady or a man?
No, it was about a lady.
Okay.
Yeah, her nipples was pierced.
Ah.
I have this video on my phone.
You're like, this was a positive
Hey,
experience in
maybe-
my life.
Maybe.
No, because my cameraman at the time, I was like, "Hey, bro, go get some shots." He was like, "All right." And then he came up and he had my phone on video, and she came up and she was wanting me to play Chris Brown's Heat
Yeah.
and No Guidance. I was like, "All right, bet. It's the end of the night. These are perfect songs to end the night out." She just flashes him. And he was like, "Bro, I got your phone, and there's titties on your phone."
You're like,
What a
all
great
right,
way to
bet.
end the night.
Right. I was like, I looked at him, I was like, "All right, this is great. All right." And she was drunk, and then she got in a fight that night, and apparently she showed her vagina out on the floor because she had on this really, really short dress. And she got in a fight. She fell down some stairs. I watched it happen.
Oh my god. Yes.
I literally watched her like I'm
That could be
DJing.
either really funny or
It was a loud. Now, mind you, the music is really loud,
Right.
and you just hear this dum 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 dum. And
Oh,
I'm like,
over the music.
yes, and I'm like, "What the
Damn.
hell is that?" And I look up, and she's literally falling down the stairs. I was like, she had to get her ass whooped just now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's been
like
some
someone
crazy-
threw her.
Literally, it seems like, and then she got kicked out the club that night.
Damn.
Crazy.
That's
That is
my thing though, man.
fantastic.
I've been to like one.
She woke
club.
up sore for the wrong reasons.
Man.
This morning.
She had
She's like, this isn't how I thought the night was gonna go. Definitely thought
I think
it
her
was
man was like a heart surgeon or
Oh,
something,
okay.
or her husband was a heart. She was like her sugar daddy or whatever.
Right.
She was like just bragging about it. And I'm like, "Sweetheart, I'm in the middle of mixing right now, and you're really fucking up my
You're like,
concentration."
I care very little about what
Yeah,
you're
so
talking
I had
about.
my cameraman and Aubrey literally come up. I was like, "Yo, get this lady about the DJ booth."
Yeah.
Like, this shit crazy. And then I had this fat chick walk up. And then, like, I had this big chick come up behind me. I think Aubrey had to go use the restroom, and this big chick came behind me and literally stood right next to me, stared at me for like 5 minutes the whole time.
Oh my god.
She reeked of alcohol. It was horrible. She was like, "Hi." I was like, "Whoo, lady, you need to
You're like,
here you go,
"Bye."
sweetheart." And she was like, "Want me to play this song?" And I was like, "I don't have it at the moment." She was like, "Okay," and then walked out. And she fell too.
Same stairs.
No, 'cause the way the DJ booth is 2 steps,
Uh-huh.
and then it's like a high DJ booth. It's like boom, boom, and then you're like right there.
Oh, okay.
It was like boom, boom, real quick. And I'm like, she just busted her ass.
She was down there.
All right.
And back to mixing. Let's
Yeah,
go.
back to mixing, minding my business.
That's fucking
crazy.
funny.
Dude, how much? So do you perform in a lot of clubs?
Shawnee.
Oh, in Shawnee.
It's mostly like little bars here and there. Like I did the Parlor back in December.
Wait, the Parlor. I've been over there. That's the one that's like on the food court-esque kind of place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I love the Parlor.
The Parlor was dope. Yeah, it was great. I liked it.
Dude, because I've been to like one club in my entire life, and it was more recent than anything. Because I haven't been 21 for that long, you know.
Right.
I mostly go to
Which
bars.
clubs you go to?
It's called I think it's Bloom. You know the one with like all the flowers in there and shit.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And
place.
the one.
they just opened up too.
Yeah, I have a story.
That
man.
place used to be called Glass, and that place was wretched. No. It's not Glass. It was used to be called Glam.
Well, I don't think it's much better, my friend. I went over there.
What's the music like?
Kind of shit, in my opinion.
Really?
But that's just my opinion. I didn't like anything playing. The girls were like wearing their little skimpy kind of shit.
Did they have the dancers there?
They didn't have any dancers.
Damn, because one of my homegirls, she's like a dancer up there.
I didn't see any dancers.
I think they have like dance classes up there, like during like the club nights.
I mean, it's a beautiful club, but then
I've never been there before.
I had never been to a club. I go to the door. The dude is like,
shit.
"Your outfit looks great, but
Your
wear
shit.
better shoes next time." And the
Let me tell you about Bricktown.
Please,
Okay,
I want
go
to hear
for it.
about
Let me
this.
tell you about Bricktown.
Go for
I
it.
love Bricktown to death.
Uh-huh.
I would love to play out there one night.
Uh-huh.
They are hella strict on shoes.
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is it really just about like
'Cause
we
my
want to have the
outfit
right
was looking
client, like we
good,
want to
dude.
have enough people here, like we
I
want to bring people in,
don't
so
know,
people gotta
bro.
look good.
I really don't know. That's the thing.
No, but then there was a motherfucker wearing Crocs in the middle of the fucking... and then I was like, how the fuck
There-
did he get in?
There's somebody.
Like-
There's literally been people that I'm pretty sure that let people in with Jordans on. You can't wear hats. You can't wear with bandanas. I can understand.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can't wear Jordans. And I'm like, bro, why would I want to wear dress shoes to a club when I'm going to be dancing?
Yeah,
Doesn't that kill the whole
It
point?
fucking exactly. And
I'm
I was
going to be
wearing
sliding
Nikes.
over there. I'm going to bust my ass in these.
I was
What's
wearing
wrong
my
with
nice-ass
Jordans?
Nikes, dude.
I don't know. They're not. I don't know.
You know
They're
what?
not like hip enough.
I don't. I legit do not
But
know.
my thing is, dude, Jordans are expensive ass shoes.
That's what I was gonna say.
So, like,
yeah.
how are they not?
And they're like there's like new types, you know, like that's
Yeah.
Right.
That's weird.
I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's the owners. I don't know.
But
But
dude, the girls behind me were laughing at me. And I was like, dude, fuck you, man. I got some nice shoes. I don't give a fuck what you all say.
man, fuck them.
Yeah.
Live your best life. Tell me to eat a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, they still let you in.
They
so
still let
shit.
me in.
The only club I would do is probably Greystone. Greystone's a dope club.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Is that OKC?
Yeah, it's in Bricktown.
Oh, okay. You were
But
talking
it's
about
not like one of those.
Greystone and Pink Parrot is a cool place. Like, Pink Parrot is a park.
Pink
It's a
Parrot.
bar.
That was the place I was trying to go to in Bricktown when we were down there.
Those two places I would love to DJ at.
Have you ever been to a place that like it kind of was like a weird experience, like when you were hosting, like they weren't good hosts to you? Like, have you ever had an experience like
Ooh.
that?
That's a good question.
Well, like it was just like kind of crappy. They didn't advertise
They didn't
you well,
accommodate
or like,
maybe,
yeah, they
like,
didn't
this,
accommodate
you
you.
know.
I had a birthday party last year.
Ooh.
A little birthday party last year.
It's always birthday parties,
Right.
Isn't it?
And
What was the age? Who are we dealing with here? Is
no,
this
these
little
are like
kids or
people my age.
No, man.
Oh, okay.
They
These
were
are
like,
adult ass people.
Yeah.
they
Okay.
were all
These are
6
grown
years
ass-
old.
Okay,
They
so
went
there
to
ain't no
happy
excuses
birthday
for what you're about to
Yeah,
say.
hell no.
Yeah.
I was at this birthday party, and fuck, I'm about to.
If you're
What's
gonna lose
wrong?
business, don't say it.
I feel like this is a good story, though.
It is a good story.
All right, so
Let-
it was
okay.
it was this friend of his in L.A.
No.
who was talking about this birthday party he was.
Okay, no, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so I had this birthday party I did. It's like sometime last year. I'm not gonna say the month. I'm not gonna say when it was.
Okay.
But it was last year.
It was a lot of birthday parties last year, you guys. You don't know if it's you.
Right. So, I get there. I set up. My cord to my mixer. Was it my mixer? It might have been my mixer. Was shorted. It had a shortage in the wire.
Okay.
So the lady ended up playing off her phone with her speaker.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was like, okay, cool, that's fine. I'll start playing off my laptop.
Right.
So everybody's high and drunk, right?
Okay.
Nobody's dancing.
Okay. They're just sitting around.
Sitting around,
being lame
high
as
and
fuck.
drunk, eating food, not doing shit. There's only one person that's dancing, and he's a black guy.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So he's getting it though.
He's killing it. Fucking killing
He's
it, bro.
killing it on the
Thank
floor.
you.
He's the
At least
only
somebody's
one.
up and
Yeah.
dancing.
By
At
default,
least
he's kicking
somebody-
ass.
yeah.
Yeah, at least somebody is up and dancing. Like, I'm playing all this hot shit,
Yeah.
all this up-tempo shit. You guys are just sitting there. What's the fucking point?
Right.
So, 11 o'clock hits. Everybody leaves. Dips.
Wow.
What?
It's just me, my cameraman,
Uh huh.
his boy.
And the black dude dancing.
No, I think he left too.
Okay, I was about to say.
I was gonna be so happy if it was just your one,
black
one
dude
fan at the
dancing.
party.
He left
Just
too.
hitting it.
It was us three,
Uh-huh.
the girl that had the birthday party, and like I think her girlfriend or wife or whatever, and they were just being shady about the money. So now my price is $175 with birthday parties.
Okay.
This year I bumped it to 250, 200,
Yeah.
250
All
because
right.
I need my tips with dip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yes.
So
Get that guac.
So she's just being funny about the whole shebang, and she just goes on about how she graduated college with oh god, what was it? It was something with radio. I can't remember what it was. This has something to do with radio.
Communications or something?
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
She started going in about her mom and how her
Okay.
mom passed, and it's like her last birthday party, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Or her first birthday party that her mom had passed,
Right.
and just going on about it. She's high and drunk, and
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, I'm like, what the fuck that got to do with me?
I know exactly. No, I know.
You're like, right. How
What
can
does
I
that
slip
have
money
to
into
do
this
with me?
conversation
Right.
right
I was
now?
like, I was
Like, that's sad. I'm sorry.
yeah, like
Where's
I'm
my
sorry,
money?
like my condolences goes in,
Yeah.
but why are you acting so funny about the money? Like,
Isn't this what we talked about before the shit
right?
starts?
And I
Like,
told her like my price and everything, and she was just being shady about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, I get paid $60.
Oh my god.
No.
I swear to God.
Wow.
What'd you do? Like,
What can you do though, right?
I don't know what I did. Apparently, I not shut down, but I broke down all my stuff. I was like, sweetheart, it's 11 o'clock. Everybody left.
Yeah.
Why would I still play another hour when nobody's here and everybody's
Right.
left? Like, that doesn't make sense. And you're like just upset at me because
Yeah.
I'm wanting to leave because your people had left.
Right.
Like, I did what I.
It's like, look, you might want the
Sorry
party
that
to
you-
keep going,
and-
but the
and-
party's
right.
over.
And then on
Like-
top of that, like, I'm sorry, but I had a shortage in my cord. Like, I can only control what I can control. I can't control this fucking
Yo, you need
cord.
to write up a work for hire agreement that these people fucking sign so you can enforce that shit.
Yeah, somebody
That's
actually
true.
somebody
That's some
told
real
me.
shit.
Somebody's sister actually told me to write up contracts.
yeah.
I'm not
That's
gonna say
some-
who it was,
that's
but
some real
she
shit.
know who she is. So I'm being petty right now. I'm
Dude,
sorry.
fuck her for
But-
that. No, fuck that, dude.
So-
you got paid $60,
$60
and it was a
bro.
shit crowd, and it's nothing that you can do. It's
Right.
like, like you're just there doing your fucking
I just took it
job.
with a grain of salt, and
Yeah.
it's a learning lesson. Like,
Oh, no, yeah.
it's just my prices need to be a little higher that way.
Yeah,
you know what
because
I'm
then it
saying?
sets a standard where
Then
it's like,
then
all right,
it-
you know
and
what
then
you're
I need to
getting.
have people pay up front,
Yeah.
just in case,
yeah.
like one of my
Yeah.
cords end up messing up. I can go,
Yeah.
Or
I
at
can
least
shoot
pay
to
half
Walmart
up front or
and-
something, like
Right.
just figure it out to where
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh yeah, at least I'm getting this much. Where's the rest?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good that it's good that like you still got paid and like you're gonna take steps to like make sure that doesn't happen again. But that's really shitty, man. If you
Yeah.
hire someone for a service, like that's on you. Like that's on fucking you. Like if you didn't check the price before, but also if you agreed to the price before, it doesn't fucking matter. Like you hired that person, pay them. Especially like artists. Like artists get the short end of the stick
Right.
all the damn time.
Yeah.
Like
Because
and it is
you
so
got to think about it,
sad.
they're putting their voices at risk, and you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
just it's a lot on them because I don't know how they learned it before, but they performing for you paying somebody $1 million for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
think about it. They putting their voices
So
at
much
risk.
energy,
Right.
dude, up on stage and shit.
An
Oh,
hour and a half.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to think about like okay.
Without stopping.
When we were in
Facts.
fencing, the amount of cardio we would have to do for 20 minutes on a like 20 minutes is a long bout. Most bouts are like 10 minutes. So it's like if you're on the strip for 20 minutes just fighting a dude, like I think about having to do something of that level, just dancing, moving, screaming for fucking an hour and a half. That's crazy. No breaks. Why the fuck would you take a break? It ain't break time. Fuck that. You got a crowd who's waiting for more music. Like damn, man. That's insane. So, all right. So, I got a question about. We're talking about kind of the crowd. So, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Like, so you got to feel out the crowd, right? You got to get an understanding of it. So, if you got a crowd who's like that, like really like not something you can get going, right? Or like the hipster crowd you were talking about, where like it's hard to work with. Do you ever feel like that's something that like as a DJ and maybe just DJs in general, do you think that every DJ should be capable of turning the crowd and like making it work, like getting to that place where like you are the person for this job, or do you feel like certain DJs just aren't ever going to be able to win over certain crowd?
That's a good question. No, I don't. Personally, for me, that hipster crowd wasn't just for me.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure other DJs can actually work with that type of crowd.
Yeah.
Maybe it was because of the music that I was playing. They wasn't really feeling it because I was playing like a lot of Megan Thee Stallion, The Baby, and like.
Fuck yeah, I do gotta go to one of your parties.
Yeah, and then like by the end of that night, like I played like some Blackstreet, like No Diggity, and then people like was up dancing. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's more like it just depends on who it is and what music they're playing.
Yeah.
So I mean, any DJ can adapt to any crowd, really, in my opinion.
Yeah. So is that just about like feeling it out? And seeing,
you got to
like,
feel
as
it
you're
out
playing
first.
Songs, how people feel, responses.
Yeah. Like at Hubley, like I could just. You can really set the vibe if you want to.
Yeah.
Like open mics, since there was a lot of people there. People like when I got there that night, it was packed. It was already packed. I'm like, what the hell? It's a Monday. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't come out on Mondays.
Right.
And then I got up there and I set up. Everybody was just, sitting around and you know what I'm saying? I just played, you know what I'm saying? I got the little vibe going and then I was like, all right, I'm getting on the mic. Mind you, I don't get on the mic at all.
Yeah.
Like I just let the music speak for itself. I literally got on the mic and I just started talking so much shit and then playing. Like I played Bop by The Baby and like people got up on the stage and really did the dance. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep this vibe going. I was just playing like all the hype stuff and then because my host was a little late because he had something to do that night. So we ended up killing that night. So I like to engage with the crowd a little bit, so. Yeah.
At Hubley, do like people get up and like dance and stuff a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because like I knew it was a hookah lounge sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, so like does he DJ and people are still like dancing around in like the lounge?
People will sit down and dance, but I literally had people up and I think it's because I got up and danced and started, doing my own thing.
Right.
And people was like, oh shit, he's dancing. Let me get up there and dance. And I was like, go ahead. This is Hubley. Like this is the vibe I wanted to create for you guys. That way you guys can feel comfortable and come up on stage and just let loose if you guys wanted to.
Right? So I was gonna ask you, man, what was that? Have you ever had that like almost like euphoric moment while like DJing where it's just like everything's kind of slow? You kind of like just see it, you're like, holy fuck, I love this shit. Like, what was the first moment where you were like, damn.
Where you like felt it.
You were like, fuck. Like, and it could even been a moment like the crowd was slow. You did that one thing, they started dancing. You're like, dude, I just.
It's that like cinematic moment.
Yeah. Like, have you ever had that movie moment of just like, fuck, this is, I love this shit.
I keep pulling up these Shawnee stories, but yes, I have. It's mostly in Shawnee. I don't know why, but.
Really?
One night, so I like to be a troll sometimes, just to piss people off a little bit.
It's always fun.
So one night, I was in Shawnee, and it was like 12:30, 1 o'clock. So around 12:30, 1 o'clock, I tried to play slow jams a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna really fuck him up with this. So you remember that song "Nice and Slow" by Usher? I had faded that one out, right? I was like, I'm really gonna fuck him up. So I put "Bump and Grind" on by R. Kelly.
Damn. We went from 3 to to 55.
Yeah. Yeah. So I played that. I just wanted to see people's reaction. I was expecting people to be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Why would you play that?" So y'all know how you say, "My mind telling me no," all that shit. I was like, So I had Pony by Genuine queued up. So I was like, okay, I'm about to get him with this. So I'm just letting them, sing along with the song. After that, I play Pony, and people just go crazy.
Yeah.
Like I had people up. So there's like a bar over by the DJ booth, and I had the bartender literally stand up on the bar and give people shots out that way.
Dude, yes.
Yeah, that was a hell of a moment. I was like, I said, I'm the fucking GOAT. I said it real loud, and I didn't mean that like, I'm the greatest of all time. I was like, it was just at that moment, it was like hella surreal because I was like, damn, did I just really do that?
Yeah.
And it's like you can really control the crowd with any fucking song.
That's fucking awesome.
So yeah, I played. I still use that tactic every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just to like,
Yeah.
just because. So
Does it always work?
no, not really. But I actually played Bump and Grind like last weekend at this little AT&T party, and yeah, people love the shit out of it. I was like, what? Why the fuck why do y'all still like?
Why everyone fuck with Bump and Grind?
And I'm like, all right, well, I don't really care. He didn't piss on me or y'all.
Right.
So
no, this is our killer.
yeah. So yeah, it's just little moments like that where I just
I don't know, man.
I like to be spontaneous, man.
I don't care. I really like R. Kelly's music.
Me too.
Like I don't
Like,
that's
despite-
not fair to me.
Just like, okay, I can say that here. Cool. Me too.
Despite the fuck shit that's been going on with him and the little girls and the growing and all that.
Yeah,
like,
he's fucked up.
like that's some fucked up shit, and
But
yeah,
that's some pretty bum ass music.
but his art is something
Yeah.
else. Like yeah, it's nasty, it's very provocative,
Yeah.
but it's like all the music we listen to is provocative and hella nasty. What are we? Who are we when we do provocative shit too? Like we smash whoever and whatever. I'm not saying y'all, but
No, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
But no, seriously. That's a part of human nature, dude.
Right.
Who are we to like stray from that, you know?
Right. So it's just little surreal moments.
No,
like
I
that.
don't. But that's awesome, man. But yeah, I don't like R. Kelly as a person, but
Right.
you gotta start learning like person and the artist because like.
Yeah.
I'm a big Chris Brown fan though.
As a person or as an artist?
Personally, in my opinion, I think he's changed as a person. I personally think he evolved as a person. I think
I'd say he evolved as an artist too, though.
that too. Yes,
I think it all came together.
Yeah, and I think he had to go through that little period of time where he was being really reckless to really realize, like, bro, you're literally the quote unquote Michael Jackson of this generation, bro. You really have that. You have that star.
ability.
Yeah, you have that star
ability,
power
yeah.
there.
Dude, he's
And
such a
it
good
had
dancer.
the
Right.
opportunity
He's such
to
a
just
good
be
singer.
potential, but then it became actual ability that he activated and used.
Right.
At this point, man, that feature he did with Drake that you were talking about
Yeah,
was
it
fucking amazing,
fire.
dude.
With the beef that they had, over I don't know how long ago that was, but 10 years ago with that big fight they had,
Dude.
and they come now it's nominated for a Grammy, which I pray and hope that it wins the Grammy because
It's that good.
that song is great, bro.
Yeah.
Like I literally close every night out with that song specifically
real?
just because it's just that big of a song.
That's all.
I still play it in my car. Like it's a
Dude.
crazy song.
You know what sucks though with the Chris Brown stuff? Like whenever all that stuff happened, I remember. I don't know if this is like a fact, but I remember, dude. People started like getting like low key like.
They hated
racist.
him.
No.
They hated him.
I was gonna get to what he did. A lot of light skinned people took a lot of flack though. No, but I know that sounds really bad, but I noticed it, from all my friends and everything, and then everyone was like, "Oh, dude, light skins are just crazy. That's just how they are," And I'm like, "Is that like a real thing? Do like people really think like that? Like that's kind of fucked up,
We're all crazy.
But like we're all crazy, yeah. I'm kind of like, dude, we're all crazy. I don't think it's because like how your genes are mixed or anything. Dude, everybody's a little fucking out there, and
Right.
everybody has issues. It's not term, but I remember that, man, when that happened, especially with the Rihanna stuff, and then just everything like a lot of light-skinned dudes and just people just took a lot of like flack from that. And
Yeah.
I was kind of like, that is
Yeah.
so not fair. It's like, who are you to do that? Because like, especially like,
Because people are corny.
yeah.
People are judgmental.
And it's like, why are you trying to judge people? We're in a time
Off of a
progressive
color.
time.
Yeah.
Off of a
Off
color.
of a color. Like, that's
And
crazy.
the thing is, like, it was even, dark-skinned people too, and I'm like, dude, we're literally, like, that's counterintuitive to what the whole, we're trying to stray away from that.
Right.
We're trying to evolve as humanity, right?
Right.
Recognize what's right, what's wrong with our society, and gain equality. All you're doing is setting people back, and that's fucked up, dude. Like, man, no, I'm good. But yeah, man, that I remember when that happened. That kind of did upset me.
Yeah,
for a long
it
period of
upset me
time.
too.
Because like that was just not fair.
He was big. He was huge at that point. He's still big to this day.
Yeah.
And
But
I think
also it shows you like how much of an influence he had too.
Right.
Because people were, when he did something fucked up, it changed society for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Brown, dude, I fucks with him. I like a lot of his music, dude. He's a great fucking dancer.
When it comes to artists and their stuff being critiqued, I think it's really interesting. I like to just follow the thing of like, you can dislike the person, but if you're trying to criticize their work and the only thing you have to say is like how you feel about them as a person,
right.
I feel like unless it's like obviously like some kind of personality flaw, like Justin Bieber's music, I can wholeheartedly admit some of it is actually really good, like, bops and stuff. But then like
That Purpose album was fire.
But then like he seems like such a shitty person.
He's a
You
shitty
know?
person, dude.
but then there's moments like what you're talking about where it's like, Chris Brown goes through this whole transition and like people are like hating on his music and stuff, and it's like they almost like become sort of like racist in the way that they're like judging it. And sorry. And I think that that's the wrong way to go about criticizing. And I think I've been seeing that a lot with like artists nowadays, where like it doesn't matter what they put out. Someone is just going to say, I hate it because I hate that person, or I hate what they said like 10 years
Well,
ago.
also, we love to put these people under a microscope and forget that they're normal human beings.
Right.
So it's kind of
Who are
like...
very complex and have their own lives.
Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
why do we gotta put... And then it's like, oh, like we're sitting here like, oh man, Chris Brown has changed. Oh man, this and that. But then it gets to the point where like, these same people have to have like publicists and people that like
Right.
maintain their image. Because they don't... Because the fact that you gotta hire someone to tell you how to act and how to put yourself out there because you're so afraid of how people are gonna... You have such an impact. Like, that's fuck. And people forget, like, these are normal people. You know?
Yeah, it's the same thing with that whole bullshit with Kevin Hart and
Oh
the
my
Oscars
God.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was crazy. And I'm like,
I actually never... What happened with that?
he had a tweet from like 10 years ago saying like if his son was playing with Barbies that he's gay or something like that or whatever, and it was a joke.
And 10 years ago, that was a funny joke. Like
Yeah,
I hear
actually.
Yeah.
what you're saying, that now
It
it
was a
doesn't
different-
hold up. I hear you. But the climate was different. That was literally all comedy
Everyone
was
made gay
10 years
jokes.
ago.
Everybody
Yeah.
made gay jokes.
Everybody
Yeah.
made gay jokes. And it wasn't even real shit. It was just funny. That was the point.
Yeah.
And then they kicked him off the Oscars because of that little tweet from 10 years ago. Yeah.
And like it's so ridiculous because they literally like they pick and choose stuff like that,
Right.
and like everyone can admit, like 10 years ago, if you look at what I was saying on Facebook and shit, like I'm embarrassed by the shit. I tried
Right.
to like that like remember on this day, like that shit that Facebook does.
Oh,
It's like
God.
thank you.
Sinks boat.
It's like
I
thank you
hate
for
that.
reminding me to delete that because that's
Stop
not,
reminding me of my ex, goddammit.
Yeah.
right. Well, it's like that's not how.
Together forever.
Golly.
Well, it's like
Fuck
some of the
you.
opinions, people like they don't think like that anymore.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? Like, I mean, apparently at one point Trump was a Democrat. And so-
Lifelong until he went into office or until he started running for office. Then he was a Republican because
So-
he found out that they had better
Yeah.
odds.
We do not do politics on this podcast.
Yeah,
How
okay,
dare you?
but that's not the point. The point isn't politics. The point is just that like you live a life and things change. And like I feel like artists really get like the like most criticism for like when they change or
Right.
something, especially musicians.
Yeah.
Like when musicians change, like I remember what rapper were we listening to where he was like Christian at one point and then he
Hobson.
stopped Hobson, and he went through that whole thing where like I guess he like converted, and he was like really Christian for a while, and then he like stopped, and then he put out, oh God, what was that song called? Where he was like
Hobson 7, where it was
questioning if God,
Yeah.
questioning if like God was even real and stuff. Like that shit hit me
that
hard
was
because
a moment,
I know I can relate to that. Like I
Mhm.
know when he's like singing that shit and like talking about that. Like I know where his mindset is. Like I know how that feels. But like so many people don't get it, and so then they just want to criticize him and say that he was just doing it for publicity or to get more money or to widen his audience or something.
Hobson's such a real dude, though, man. I love Hobson.
Hobson's dope.
I really like him, and he's just out in the open about his shit, you know.
Yeah.
I could go on and on.
I mean, his whole last album was about one personal problem
I know.
that could have been literally just a thing he said in an interview once, but instead he made a whole album about it to show people that he was
about
really
his fucked
caught
up baby mama, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Some
fine.
crazy shit.
But
And then Witch Doctor, which is like fire.
Witch Doctor.
Doctor's
I like Witch Doctor a lot too.
But
Who's Witch Doctor?
It's one of his songs.
it's one of his
Oh.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the record
It's
he put
really
out like
fucking good.
2-3 years ago, maybe.
I think somewhere around then.
Dude,
I'll have to listen to it.
you gotta listen to it.
Dude, it's actually pretty good. I like New Hobson, man. I don't know. I've always been a Hobson fan.
Well, right now he's on hiatus.
I know, but he made
I
a song
can,
about
which
it.
is understandable. I can understand that.
But I mean, he.
I wish more people did it. I wish more people were straightforward and just said, hey, I put out that album. I know it was fire, but yo, I don't want y'all to think I'm just in there wrecking the booth up right now. Like, it's impossible. Nobody works as hard as you think all of us work. Like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna start again next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish people were more just like, because then it could be a conversation that we could have, and people could feel comfortable just being like, yo, this shit's getting to me. I need to take a second. You know what I mean? Like, I really appreciate when those people do that, like, for social media specifically, when people are like, hey, I'm not gonna be on Twitter, I'm not gonna be on Insta, like,
Yeah.
I
it's
know
gonna
this
be-
is a dumb one though, but like recently, because I keep up with everything, or I
Yeah.
try to. But the PewDiePie,
Mm.
he that dude apparently he didn't take a break for a long ass time, and he just recently took a break. He's like, look, I've been doing this for a long time. I have other endeavors I want to try to explore. I'm just taking a small break. I'm not done with YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also wish artists did that shit, because I hate when fuckers just like stop and they don't say shit.
Yep.
And
You think the album's coming any day?
Kind of like Adele.
Yeah.
No, you know who really pissed me off? Fucking Frank Ocean. Where he was teasing about it for so long. And then finally when he fucking put Blonde out,
I didn't like Blonde.
ooh, I didn't like it in the beginning either.
I didn't like Blonde.
No. I didn't like it in the beginning.
He'll fight you about
No,
Frank
I
Ocean.
didn't like it in the beginning.
I like Channel Orange though.
Of course, Channel Orange is fucking awesome, dude. That's why we all love Frank Ocean. But fucking, I did not like Blonde in the beginning, and then I kept listening to it, and I actually really like it.
I'm gonna have to take another listen to it, see if I like it.
You might have to give it another listen.
I might
Keep an
just have
open
to do
mind,
that.
because
Yeah,
there's
I
some
will.
good ones like Ivy and stuff like that on there that I think are really good. Is it Ivy or Ivory? I don't know, but like, I really like it. And I appreciate it.
Because
But
Frank Ocean is dope.
he is,
he's
dude.
hella
He's a
dope.
fucking awesome singer, and like, you know, and he was one of the guys. He came out as like buying everything for a little
Yeah.
bit. Like he was really like out there about his stuff. But you know what I hate about that motherfucker, dude? He fucking put this whole thing on of him painting a room and shit. Everyone's watching. Oh shit, is he dropping the album?
I remember
This
that shit.
motherfucker's just painting a room. And he trolled all of his fans, and then like I think 4 days later he was like, "Oh yeah, I dropped it, but then I have to take it back." And then a day later he dropped it.
I
Like,
dropped it, but then I picked it up.
I think it has something to do with his record label with Def Jam at that point. Or
oh, it
something.
might have been. It might
Yeah.
have been. But all I know is, man, I love Frank Ocean, but if he ever trolls me like that again, I'm gonna have a real bone to pick. If I ever find him, dude, I'm gonna start yelling at him in the streets like, "What the fuck is wrong?"
Don't be that fan.
Don't do that.
Don't be
He
that
might,
fan.
He might
Nah,
mess around
I
and shoot your ass.
For real though. For real.
No, I wouldn't actually do anything. Honestly, if I saw Frank Ocean in the street, I'd probably
You
start crying.
shut your mouth. You'd be fucking psyched. Shut up. If you met Frank Ocean, you're gonna yell at him. That's what you're gonna do with your time?
Big facts.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna do with your time?
I'd probably be angry for a second, like, but I can't be mad at you. Like, I
Yo,
don't know. He's
yo,
great.
I love you. Love what you do. Blonde was a little messed up, but appreciate you.
Yeah, don't troll
Yeah,
me
alright.
again, man.
So, what do you think about like, I guess in regards to like your DJing and stuff, how your brand and like your image would work, and like how all this might like relate to it? You know, like what do you think your brand is and like your image, and how do you curate how people see you?
I think it's just me.
Just you.
I think it's just me.
Just being original.
It's just me being authentic. Like, it's just me. Like, I'm the goofiest fucking person outside of work. Literally. Like, You alright, bro?
I
I was like, he good, yo? Like, he straight, big dog?
was trying to.
No, I think it's just me in general. Like, I'm just authentic. Like, I'm just goofy. I'm just outgoing, and I try to keep an open mind and try to be. I try to get along with everybody,
Right.
but sometimes that doesn't work out in the best way because people are kind of off.
Do you ever worry about something you said in the past, like coming up and like maybe like hurting you a bit, like later on? No.
I said what I said.
Wow.
Wow.
So is it, there's some stuff people are going to be mad about later?
Yeah.
Or is it you believe, like, what you said is solid?
I believe what I said was solid.
Damn, okay.
I got respect for that.
Yeah, like
Dude.
I mean, eventually it'll come back and bite me in the ass. Yeah, but
I
I'm
think
like,
everyone has some.
yeah, like
Everyone's got something.
eventually
Yeah.
it'll come around and bite me in the ass. But I'm like, all right, well, shit,
See-
I said what I said. I left it at that. Like,
Bro, I got shit that sits in my head that I'm like, that's going to matter at some point.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be at work, and, like, you'll say something that's joking, or, like, someone will say something there, it'll come on the intercom, and I'm just like, oh, right. Fuck.
Well, I just feel bad.
That's gonna be a
No,
thing.
you know
Right.
what my thing is? I always feel like, because I fuck around a lot. Like, I love to joke with people.
Especially when you were a kid, though.
No, well, yeah, when I was
Especially
a
when
kid,
you were
but then
a kid.
even like now, like I just love fucking with people. It's like I don't know
Yeah.
why. It's like maybe there's like some childish nature to me. Like
Right.
I love messing with people, and it's like my favorite thing.
It's mischief and
But I
joy.
feel
That's
like-
fine.
and it comes around and bite you square
Yeah,
in the
but I
ass.
feel like
Yeah,
it's gonna be
that's
like
true.
a small
That's true.
stupid thing.
And it happened to me a few times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, like I feel like because I think at one of my jobs one time I was a server a long time ago. I went into the work and I was like the new guy, but I really wanted to fuck with them. So I made them think
Always
that I was
fucking with
like,
people.
but I made them think I was on something because I would just go up to like I was a server, so I would go up to like the soda machine and just stare at it intensely, like,
Okay, grudge.
and then and then like I would just like they'd be like, "What you staring at?" I'm like, "Nothing." And then like walk away. Like I would just scratch my arm and walk away, like real quick, but like bolted, like standing up straight.
Straight to the
That's some
bathroom.
scary
in
ass
there for
shit.
40
Dude,
minutes.
yeah, I really love to because I love people's reactions. I'm just like, what are they thinking right now? Like,
Right.
I wonder. They're like, this motherfucker's out there. But I feel like now because of that, like one day if I ever make it big at all in the public eye, people are gonna be like, oh, I used to work with him. He's a meth head.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how my brain thinks. I always
Straight
think it's a
tweaker.
small thing that's gonna happen where they're gonna be like, that motherfucker used to look at me funny. I think he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you. Like, but I really think like
See, I'm really worried
little small
because
shit.
like when I was like the age you're talking about, you know, like when we
Mhm.
were younger and shit, I was just really fucking naive. So like there was like one time I posted on the internet like, look, I made a weed bundle, and I was like 13 when I posted this, right? And it was just literally a bunch of like weeds that had flowers on them that I had tied together. But like my family thought it was like a pot reference, and it's like dumb shit like that. And then there was like that one time that I kind of like, it was like for a few months, I got really sucked into that like alt-right group.
Oh, God.
Dude.
Yeah.
And that
On
was
accident. to
no,
clarify.
it was on accident, yeah. But like
She's not a Nazi.
the way they like, you know, they say things that are reasonable at first. You're like, yeah, like I agree with that. But then it just gets more and more extreme until you're like, wait a second.
They're like, we should kill all the black people. Yeah, no.
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 No, it's
No,
like
we shouldn't.
This
Well,
escalated
Well, no,
quickly.
what they do is they show you a video of someone freaking out and being extremely unreasonable, and then they break down that person and why that person represents an
entire group of people. Yeah.
And it's not just the alt-right that does it. Like really,
Yeah.
every political group does it. But like there was
That's
that
the basis
there
of
was that
politics.
Man, I
few
think
months
that
where I was
politics of
kind of a
children-
Trump supporter, and now I'm like, God, I hate myself. I wish I could just delete that part of my life.
If you participate in politics on a
'Cause I
grand
did not
scale,
end up
you're a
voting for him, by the
child.
way.
I'm sorry. I think that a lot of these people out there are like little kids arguing about stupid shit. I'm sorry. That's just me. But
They are.
on another note,
On some shit.
I'm also scared about my family, man. Because like my little siblings, dude, they're fucking out there. You know?
Yeah.
Well, like my little brother Spencer, for example, my poor dad, like this poor immigrant dude, just like wants to take his kid to Popeyes, right?
Yeah.
Like this is such a fuck story, but it's so funny and it's so like.
You gotta preface with like how many kids.
Oh yeah, my dad
and, like,
has,
age
including me, there's 6. So my dad has a lot of kids.
My dad has 12.
Damn. Damn, look at you flexing on me.
I'm the youngest. I'm the
You're the
youngest.
youngest.
I'm the youngest.
Youngest.
I'm the youngest.
Who's the oldest? How old?
I don't remember.
Dude.
Honestly, I don't blame you.
Everybody's grown, married, got kids, work good jobs. I'm the only one that's out here trying to figure shit out.
But if you're the youngest and
that's
you're 26, then that must mean the oldest is fucking old.
Yeah, like in their 40s.
Oh wow.
Has to be.
That's
Dude, how does that? Man, that must feel weird. Like being like.
It don't.
It don't.
It don't.
No?
It don't. You would think, being the youngest, you have a lot of pressure on you, but
Well, no, but it's just, but
Is
like
it because
when you
they're
have
all like they were already like done with shit though, so you didn't have to worry about like being compared to them or
Yeah.
anything?
They
Well,
were
no, not
already-
even just that. I'm just like having a. What does it feel like having a sibling that's like drastically older? Like, my sibling can maybe be like.
Almost twice your age, right?
Yeah.
I guess more than twice your age.
Yeah.
man, I don't know, man. Honestly,
Because I have a
I
sibling
wouldn't
that's
know.
like younger than me. I have a new sibling.
like my brother, on my mom's side, he's 10 years older than, or he's 10 years older than I am because we're 10 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just the decision that he makes, I love him to death. But the decisions that he makes is like, I'm like, I should be making those horrible ass decisions. How the fuck is it that? How is this the opposite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
the
that's-
young
guess-
one.
Yeah, like, that's
I'm the young one, I
weird.
should be,
Depends, yeah.
Like, that's weird. It's
I mean, you
it's
just
crazy.
might have a better like head. I
Yeah.
mean, some people it takes a while for them to figure shit out.
Yeah,
I mean-
it's crazy.
Yeah, my little brother and I are 10 years apart, and like he's, I think he's gonna turn 10 this year, but he talks about Minecraft and stuff, and when I played Minecraft, when I was his age, it was a lot different than it is now.
Right.
They've updated a lot. There's a lot of online features, and he does the online stuff. So he'll be showing me shit, and I'm like, Bugs, I used to play that, but I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Man.
Dude, but to get to the story, because I want to
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
the story, 'cause
Popeyes.
I've always wanted to tell the story on the podcast. So
I don't
I
care
love
about
all of my siblings to death, and I love Spencer a lot. He is a weird kid, but you know what? I can't fault him too much because I was also a really weird kid.
You were a weird kid.
So he goes in this Popeyes, and he's just a very oblivious kid. He observes things around him, and he says what's on his mind, which is not a good
Now,
trait.
hold on. I will tell you this though. Spencer watches our videos.
Yeah, he does.
He comments on our videos. So I'm just saying, if you're about to say something, just let that know that Spencer will probably hear it.
Yeah, good. He needs to learn this as a life lesson to
Oh, no.
stop. Just keep your whatever's in your head to yourself. This is when he was younger, though. He was like 10. He's just a kid. So he walks in. He turns to my dad, and he's like, "So, Dad, why do black people love Popeyes?"
Oh God.
And my dad
Damn.
looks at him with this. Oh, fuck. Oh,
And a Popeyes, I gotta answer this question right
this
now.
old black man turns to my dad and is like, "What are you teaching your son? What are you teaching your son?" This is from what
That
my
kid
dad
had
said.
no filter at that point.
No, he didn't. But he's just making in his mind, he's not doing this out of ill intention. He's just doing it because he's seeing what's going
A
on.
legitimate
And he's,
question. There's just so
asking,
many-
kids ask their parents
Yeah.
questions. And my dad, he's not teaching them this shit. My dad, But this black man was like, he turned around. He was like, "What are you teaching your
He
kids?"
running in one phase, huh?
Yeah.
He was with the shits that day.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, "No.
And
I don't wanna
Roy's not like that. It's
No,
not
and my
like that.
dad's like so old. So he's just kind of like, God damn. Like he doesn't want to deal with this shit, So he's probably like, man. So I can just imagine what he's thinking in his head. So he talks to the
Were
man.
you there?
No, I wasn't there, but I got the word by word from my dad, what happened. He loves telling me the stories. So he's telling me what's up, and then. Yeah, my dad was just told me, he's like, yeah, I talked to the dude, I let him know what happened, how my son's a little extra out there. But
He was out there.
But that's the shit that I'm worried about. But to me, it's like, man, what if that never stops? What if he just keeps opening his mouth when he observes something? You never know, man. You never know, and then it's gonna be a problem for me.
Look. The first time someone knocks the shit out of him, he's gonna stop.
Yeah.
He's gonna stop it.
Look, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
all right.
If you're worried about that, you're gonna be an adult you're gonna say some shit, someone gonna smack you, it's over.
Well,
It's done.
I feel like
You're
it's
done.
gonna
You don't
happen.
have to
He's in
worry
middle
about
school now. He just got in
Really
middle
badass.
school.
It's gonna be
Badass.
high school then. If he's
So-
still doing it by high school, he's gonna get that ass whooped.
No, I know, and it's gonna happen. That one time he's like, "Well, shit, I'm not gonna say shit anymore, man.
Yeah.
Better just keep my mouth
Just
shut."
just teach him to be inquisitive in the right way. You know, it's not asking about
Is there a proper
race
way
and
to
color.
say? No, is there a proper
Right.
way to say?
No.
Why do black people like?
No.
Popeyes? After
Rios,
saying like,
Rios.
there's
No, I'm
Like-
not talking about.
No,
It's
no, I get
ask
what
the
you're
right
saying.
questions.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I get
change your frame. Like, yeah, be inquisitive, ask questions,
So make
but
him
like
be like,
recognize what questions matter, right?
So
like,
make him like the woke chest, where he's like,
yeah, dude,
why does
wake
this
his
system make
ass
it to where
up.
black people always want to, like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Like,
Why is this Popeyes only in this low economic status area? What is wrong
what are
with
they
this
pushing on
picture
these guys?
here?
Why are they like? That's kind of fucked up. I don't know, but
How can you get chicken here for $3? The fuck is happening over
What
here?
yeah. What are they-
$3?
What are they
What kind of
feeding the
chicken you
minority?
serving these
Like,
people for $3?
Yeah, like
Should be at least $6. Gentrify this area now.
if it was
I'm kidding.
$3,
I do not support
okay, there.
gentrification.
No, but if it was $3, like what are they putting in it? No, yeah, I mean, yeah.
You be like
Yeah.
that, bro.
That's
I
don't know.
can't relate because everybody, all my siblings are old.
I am an only ass child.
Yeah, he's an
Only
only
as
child.
fuck.
I'm the oldest. That's my thing. I'm the oldest.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
I'm
And you're the youngest. That's always a weird dynamic.
I was
I
the
go-
youngest, now I'm the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You're the middle one?
I was the youngest, now I'm the middle, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah.
changed when I was 10 years old. I became the middle child. That sucked.
Well, the middle was always the youngest first.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
That's how that has to
That
work.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm still the only female, though. Except for Mandy, I guess.
I mean,
but,
yeah,
like,
if you count your step siblings.
like, I'm technically the only female on the
In the
Fincher side of my
bloodline,
family,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I got a lot of siblings, dude, and they're all kind of special in their own way. Whether that's good or bad.
The
I
kids.
still love them.
Every kid is special in their own way. It's crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's a weird ass world. You got to think about this too, though, right? I think about this a lot because we're trying to reach a huge audience. So I do a lot of research on types of people and types of customers, people who want to watch stuff, why they would watch it and stuff. And like looking at the younger generation and thinking about this goddamn world the way it is right now. Australia's on fire, fucking crazy ass orange motherfuckers in office, and like also trying to get impeached, also trying to
He
start a
said
war.
crazy
Like
motherfucking orange
fucking,
office.
it's some.
Captain Orange is in the
No,
office.
but I'm saying it's some dumb shit happening right now. If 10 years ago you showed me headlines from today, I'd be like,
Nah.
that
That's the Onion.
Trump from the fucking Apprentice, the fucking TV dude. Like,
Yeah.
it was when they started the whole Yeezy 2020 thing. At first, you were like, "This is fucking stupid.
Oh, wait.
this
Is
is
he
dumb."
running
You
for
remember
president?
you remember that shit?
No, he's not. He
No,
hasn't-
no, it's not official.
Oh.
It was just a thing that was a joke back in the day, and then the Oprah thing happened, and this was the funny thing, because Trump happened, then the Oprah thing happened.
Rich as fuck.
And
What the fuck
Oprah,
you need to be president for?
because it's not about the money, it's about the world and shit. But look, Oprah...
This part ain't shit.
Exactly, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that, motherfucker. So
love that
Oprah
reaction.
started her whole thing.
This part ain't shit.
Oprah started her whole thing, and then the Yeezy thing, I wasn't sure if it was a joke anymore when I was looking at that shit, right? So what I'm saying is, this world kids are growing up in right now is fucking insane. And not on a level where, like, back in the 80s, our parents were like, oh, these video games, these violent video games, and this rap music is gonna kill our kids, and it's gonna be anarchy in the States.
No, motherfucker,
like,
your
no,
kid is killing
that was
kids.
fine. That was
No,
fine.
yeah.
Your
With the
kid is
music.
killing kids with your gun, nigga. Like, what
Facts.
the fuck? What the fuck? So, like, these kids growing up, they're gonna have fucking problems. You gotta realize what it's gonna take for us of our generation to look at these kids, our own kids, or kids of that next generation, and be like, hey, so this is the world you're in right now. We gotta talk about some shit. It ain't the birds and the bees, my nigga. Like,
It's not.
Australia's on fire and LA's gonna be underwater in 50 years. Like, there's some shit to talk about right now.
It's gonna be underwater in 50
Oh
years.
yeah.
No, probably. At least a portion
No, I
of
thought
the
it was
coast is gonna be
Louisiana.
fucking
I want to
gone.
at least DJ in LA at least.
Before it goes underwater, you want to get out there at least
Twice
once.
yeah.
Before you gotta be up on stilts,
Right.
fucking with mer
I ain't
people.
got time for that shit.
Yeah, we better
There's
try to
some
get
cool
out to
clubs
Australia.
in LA,
shit.
dude.
Word.
But
I
no,
really want to go to.
I've never been to
I
LA,
really,
but,
I really
like-
want to go to LA.
I hear San
or-
Francisco's more the like club area of
No,
California.
there's a couple ones, dude. There was one. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
because I went on this huge trip a while back where I quit my job as a cobbler and I just kind of went all across America. And I found myself in LA and like, dude, I forgot what happened. There's something that my girlfriend's brother was like telling me, like, I guess Drake came into town or something.
What was it Big Drake or Small Drake? Not pause. Let's just pause. I'm saying, like, was this Drake at its peak or was it Small Drake? Like,
This was last year.
Yeah, this is last year.
Oh, last year. So
Yeah.
this is
So
Drake.
this is Drake.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
This is Hotline Blink
I guess
already done made all the money.
Someone just tweeted, "Yo, Drake's at this club here downtown on Hollywood Boulevard." Something like that, right? Fucking whole fucking place is cut the fuck off. You can't fucking drive anywhere.
Yeah.
We're in this car for fucking an hour.
Yeah.
And his house was around the goddamn corner.
That
Yeah.
is right. Yeah.
And we could not fucking get there for an hour. People were fucking running, acting a fool.
But that's the
Bitches
kind
were
of
just like,
name that can literally create
That's
anarchy.
Drake for you, bro.
That's
Yeah.
Drake, dude.
But like you know what,
Canada
Drake?
took over.
When he's just a normal human being, that's what's
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like, you know what, Drake? I really wanted to get home and take a nap. So, you know, if we want to start
Appreciate your
another
music,
beat, no, I'm just
but
kidding.
I'm upset with
Man,
you.
let Drake be great.
I'm upset. Drake's pretty good. But,
You're
dude,
pretty
yeah,
good.
it's
Drake's pretty
just
good.
crazy, man. Like, one person. And, like, you always hear about that shit, but when you witness it and, like, see the impact they have, holy fuck, it's, like, crazy. Because I was just there, like, in the car, and apparently Drake just made, the road is busy because Drake came into town. And I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn.
I mean, that's Hollywood,
God,
though.
yeah.
That's Hollywood, though, because think about, they're shooting whatever downtown.
But all I know
yeah,
is
big facts,
yeah.
it's cool shit, man.
Rodeo's
That's where it
closed
all's
off
at.
for a big chase scene. Some shit.
Las Vegas is pretty cool too, you know.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I ain't been to Vegas.
I was there for.
I want to go to Vegas, but I don't want to go to Vegas.
I drove
Performing
past
in Vegas sounds scary as fuck.
I was there
That
for an hour.
sounds scary.
I was there for
that
like
sounds
an hour
like
or
a
2
lot
hours.
of
My best friend went out there.
another level. Like to live or
No,
just
he
to
just
like
went out there to
check
visit.
out? Yeah.
It's
Apparently
pretty
it's
fun.
lovely.
I mean, I didn't really get to do much. I was there for like an hour, 2 hours, but I mean, it's bright.
Yeah.
There's like prostitutes,
Yeah.
legal.
Yeah.
They're just
Oh, is that
riding
for real?
around.
I didn't know that.
Dead
Yeah,
ass.
dude, there was this fucking
They
whole
were just
bus.
casually walking. Hey, you want some head?
Yeah.
Dead ass.
No, but there was a bus where it's like, you want girls sent to your fucking hotel room? Hit us up. Call this number. We'll send them. And I'm like, what the fuck? It was on buses. They advertised this stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
dude.
didn't know that.
That's
No,
crazy.
literally, Las Vegas is hedonism incarnate. The very
I knew that.
concept of hedonism is Las Vegas. You
Yeah.
fuck, do drugs, drink, literally
Gamble.
Right. Yeah.
You want to do whatever. You want to fight. You want to do whatever the fuck you want. You just want to anarchy and shit. That's fucking Las Vegas.
Purge run that bitch.
Man. Too bad it's not a great city.
It's actually not terrible. I mean, you'd be also they're I don't know about the city. I've never lived there. You know, I visited
Yeah.
for two.
I've heard some
Hours.
people tell some stories about how it's like.
But I heard
living
that
on
the
strip is
economy for
ridiculous.
housing is actually really cheap out there.
In the desert,
I guess.
outside, like out off the strip. You talk about on the strip. Shit's
I don't know. I
crazy.
just know in general the housing economy is pretty cheap out there.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
living
it's a
in
fucking
desert.
desert. No one wants to live in a desert. Even
Right.
if you think you want to live in a desert, you don't want to live in a desert.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
So Shaheed, anything else you want to add?
No.
Any other stories?
No. Any questions for us?
Do I got any stories?
We got you
Any
over here.
crazy stories from DJing that you're like, oh?
Man, besides when I got Flash, that's about it.
Yeah.
I was
Stories
arrested.
getting made though.
Yeah, the stories.
About to make a
getting
college tour. Shit.
Oh,
That's gonna
yeah,
be some
You're
stories.
gonna have to tell us how that goes down.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you back on afterwards. Talk about how it all went.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm not like leaving for like 3 months and coming back. What it is, I'm going out there, come right back.
Oh,
And then
okay.
it's gonna
You
be-
made it sound like it was a 3-month thing because I asked you and you said you were gonna be like taking off.
because
work for it and
it
shit.
starts in February. I think it's like April or something like that.
So is it like 1 week off, 1 week on, or like a couple days there, a couple weeks
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
it's
still
It's
waiting
a whole
for
damn thing because you're
things,
still
yeah.
waiting on the schedule.
Yeah. And then
College tour.
what else I have? I have open mic the 3rd of February, and then Fastler's Hall on Valentine's Day.
What's that?
You ever been to Fastler's Hall?
No.
What is wrong with you?
Never been.
Go to
What
Fastler's
is
Hall
it?
on Valentine's Day.
What is
It's
it?
a bar.
That's a bar.
It's a bar. It's,
It's a
upstairs.
big bar.
What do you do there?
Drink.
What do you do with the?
Drink. It's a.
You
I
of
think,
all people, what do you
I
do
think it's
with
a
the
German
bar?
restaurant. It's a German restaurant. They have like German
Yeah.
beers and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fire.
Hey Jay, I know we don't celebrate Hallmark holidays, but you want to go to the bar with me on that?
Sure.
Yeah,
That was the most romantic
y'all
shit I've ever heard.
we probably
Hey Jalen,
should.
I know we don't celebrate this, but you want to go to the bar with me?
Y'all should
That's a fucking
y'all should
woman right
definitely
there.
go.
Jesus Christ.
She's
Y'all
probably
should-
right. We probably should.
Y'all
That's
should
true.
definitely go on Valentine's Day. at
When's it
Fazbear's
start?
Hall.
Bar.
It starts at 10. I'm gonna be there early, so
It
I
starts
can.
at 10?
Yeah, it starts at 10. 10 to 1:30.
Bet.
Yeah, I'll be there with my peoples.
Shaheed, Raheem, we appreciate you being on here,
I appreciate
being as
y'all, man.
big and famous and
I'm
I'm not
touring as
famous,
you are.
bro. Stop. I am
Dude,
not famous.
Dude,
But hey,
you're
man,
on
real-
tour though.
Real shit,
Yeah,
though, we
but I'm
appreciate
not
you.
famous though. Hashtag I'm not famous.
Hashtag you not famous. We'll put that in the comments as well as all of his social
Big facts.
medias. And like I said, yeah, if you want to send me that thing, I can put that in the bottom too, so that we can get the little bit of a taste of your kind of like skill and stuff like
He's
that.
not
Word.
big, he's local.
He's local. He's local.
I'm
he's
not a- I
homegrown.
don't-
He's grassroots.
He's local and he's really local in Shawnee.
Apparently.
Yeah,
All right.
there we go.
Well, I think that's all we got for you tonight.
Y'all be
Thank
great.
you.
I appreciate y'all.
Deuces.
Yeah, we appreciate you too.
Yeah, we appreciate you too, man.